Hello and welcome to today's webinar, MailChimp 101. My name is Yvette Quantz and I am a registered dietitian and the owner of Customized Nutrition Newsletters, as well as the creator of the Foodspirations product line. I also still run a part-time private practice, food therapy, 1 to 2 days a week is when I'll see patients. But today we will be going over MailChimp, and the reason why I'm hosting this webinar is because I want to help empower nutrition entrepreneurs everywhere to start sending out an e-newsletter to your clients, to your subscribers. I started this business because I'm passionate about having a personal connection with the people you meet. And I think an e-newsletter is one of the easiest, most affordable ways to do that, to help create top-of-the-mind awareness with the people you work with on a regular basis, to send out educational, inspirational information, and also to convert into sales. People coming in to either buy an ebook from you, or do one-on-one sessions with you, or do an online coaching program with you. But that newsletter helps foster that relationship. MailChimp is the platform that Customized Nutrition Newsletters is run under, and that is why I'm hosting today's webinar, to really go over the fundamentals of MailChimp. So with this webinar, you received a ebook on MailChimp 101. Now this ebook is only going to be given to people who have signed up for the webinar or are currently using Customized Nutrition Newsletter service. So know that this is a special thing made just for you. The first thing we're going to go to is account setup. When you registered for the webinar, you should have received a link on how to sign up for your account. If you have not done so, I highly encourage you to go to MailChimp.com and register for your free account. What I wanted to point out right now is that when you are registering for your account, you do need to include your physical address. That is something due to anti-spam laws that you will need to include. So I get questions from users, why do I have to include my home address or my address? And if you're working out of your house, you have to include your home address because you have to have a physical address. So if not, use a P.O. box or hopefully your office address. As I'm going through today's webinar, I'm going to be addressing topics that people, users have asked me over the years. I've been doing this. I've been using MailChimp since 2008. I've been running customized nutrition newsletters since 2010. That's when I started it. So I've had a lot of questions from people over the years, and then today I'm hoping I can address all those questions. Okay, so the next page in your ebook is going to be invite a user. You would invite a user to have access to your account if you had a marketing team working with you. If you were using Customized Nutrition Newsletters, you would have to give us access to your MailChimp account so that we could help make any edits, or if you needed us to schedule the newsletter for you, we would have to have access to that. Maybe other people on your team. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to this section where your name is on the right corner. You're going to click on Accounts. And then you're going to go to Settings and click on Users. And this is where you can invite a user. So when you invite a user, you send them, put their email address, and you have 4 different options. You can make them a viewer where they only access reports. That would be a marketing firm's probably role. You can make them an author where they can create your campaigns, but they can't send anything. And then a manager, which is what I ask people who use our service to make us, would it be able to create campaigns and also schedule campaigns. The one thing a manager cannot do versus admin is a manager cannot export lists. So I would just watch who you give control over that to. Twofold, the person that you're giving the control to probably doesn't want that liability, and then you want to protect your list as well. So that is how you send a user. On the next page, we're going to go over dashboard basics. In your dashboard, to get to your dashboard, you're going to click this little monkey here. And there you go, there's your dashboard. So on your dashboard, you'll see your campaigns, templates, list, reports, and automation. This will show you what campaigns have been sent. Now this account that I'm working through is my test account, so I use it for things like this. So you'll see this doesn't have a lot of information as far as reports go, but you get the overview of it. The first thing before you can send a campaign is you have to create a list. So we're going to go to lists and we're going to create a list. So we create a list. When you are creating a list, it'll ask you, do you want to create a list or do you want to make it a groups? For purposes of today's training, I do not deal with or manage groups. I find it a little cumbersome and complex with MailChimp, and I have not figured out how to make it efficient. If you are listening to this and you have a solution, feel free to email me privately. But what I will be focusing on today is creating lists and also showing you how to segment the list. Segmenting lists can help you identify who you want to target market to, and I'll be going over that. So we're going to create the name of our list. Who is this email going to come from? And then the from name, is it going to come from Yvette Quants or is it going to come from Customized Nutrition Newsletters? That's something you'll want to think about as you're building your brand. Remind people how they signed up for your list. So one thing on the brand part is that when I first started the business, I was really running things through the business, Customized Nutrition Newsletters, and now I've kind of separated the two. So when I host webinars and stuff like that, it'll be from Yvette Quants. But when I send information internally to Customized Nutrition Newsletters users about their newsletter or about the new releases, I'm going to make the default name from Customized Nutrition Newsletters to help differentiate. So you can reuse a reminder or you could create a new reminder there. You can edit your information, and on the notifications, this is to let you know, do you want to receive notifications every time someone subscribes or unsubscribes to your newsletter? My suggestion is going to be, and this is purely just a suggestion, to not check any of those. I think as a business owner, I think it takes away negative energy from you and your work when you see people unsubscribing, and I think it can put a damper on your day. And even if you see people subscribing, a lot of people subscribing, I think it can give you just a false distraction that you don't need as you're trying to be productive and creative and personable with the work you're doing on hand. So I choose not to do those. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, now that we've created our list, I'm going to save it. Now we're going to go to add subscribers. When we add subscribers, there's two different ways. We could add an individual subscriber. So when we do that, you would just enter their email address, first name, last name, check that they gave you permission to add them. You do need to check that, and you do need to make sure you've gotten permission. And then if they're already on your list, you can update the information there. Update any of their information. Maybe their last name you got this time or something changed. You can also import subscribers. So if you have a whole database, you can import subscribers here. I'm going to show you this integrated feature to where if you're connected to any of these things, whether it's your Mac contacts, Google Drive, you can actually integrate Constant Contact and transfer your list that way. The CSV file is going to be an upload, and then the copy and paste file, which is what I'm going to show you today. So we're just going to take this is a Excel file that I have. We're going to copy and paste it, so I copied it. And we're going to paste it in. It doesn't look like make it work. There we go. If you're on a Mac and you don't know, Command V is a paste and Command C is a copy. So there we go. It's copied there. When I go over here, this is what I want to show you, is that these are going to be related to the merge tags and helping you. The columns are going to help you as you grow your business to identify and to segment who you're marketing to. So I really strongly suggest you separate their first and last name. If you collect their city and state, you can also add those things. And here you'll have, so you can see, so you make sure you save them. You can also go here, skip all unmatched columns, so it'll just save the ones that are the email, first name, last name, and so forth. If you wanted to add, I'll show you over, but I can't move it. If you wanted to add notes about your clients, you could also add a column for notes, and that way you can recognize. We have someone who uses customized nutrition newsletters. She identifies gluten-free clients, weight loss clients, who she met at a seminar, and then she can target market to them from there. So click next. And it is working its way through, updating, uploading. Computers sometimes are slower than we want, but I do see my bar turning. Uh-oh. That's no good. Return to my dashboard. Okay. Go to my list. And if it didn't upload, those are the steps you would do. I'm not going to, for time's sake, I'm not going to go through them again. I think when I was moving over, it made a little malfunction there, but it's all good. Okay. It does work perfectly fine in MailChimp. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is create a sign-up form. So a sign-up form, you're going to go back to your list, and you're going to click the list you want that sign-up form for. So we'll go back to the webinar, Nutrition 101, and we're going to have a sign-up form. We don't have anyone on our list, so we need a sign-up form so we can get people on that list. There are a few different types of sign-up forms you can create. I will be addressing today the general and embedded forms, but do know that the option for a subscriber pop-up is available. If you visited customizednutritionnewsletters.com right now, you would see there was a pop-up that would come up, and that would be, and with that pop-up, you could get a free download for our marketing and wellness calendar for 2016. So I did have to contact my developers to install that pop-up, but I was able to create it myself. And then Facebook forms are also available. So with our general form, I'm going to select this and show you this. With these forms, and this is something I love about MailChimp, is that there's a lot of options. You can create goodbye emails. You can create final welcome emails, confirmation thank you pages. And if you're looking at creating a free gift for your subscribers, you could include those right here in this free feature of MailChimp in your thank you page or in your final welcome page. For the sign up form, you can customize it by, you could change the header here, make it a little bit more personal. You can upload, so this is going to be your edit box, and you can find your image here, and you can upload a header if you wanted. You could adjust that header. I will be spending a little bit more time on images, but the maximum width of a header is 600. I usually try to say about 550, but I'm going to put 600 to show you this. You can also include a link to it, so that way when they clicked on it, they would actually get to my website. You could also add a border if you wanted. You could align it, and you could add a margin around it if you needed that. So there we go. There's the header. Then the design part, you could change the background color. When you have worked on your brand, I suggest you get your hex code and RGB colors so that way you can have those on hand when you're doing simple tasks like this. Or you can reach out to your developer, designer to do this for you. Okay. So, and there's a few options of how you can edit it a little bit more. But with the Build It feature, you can also add, if you want to collect additional information from them, you can add that here over to your list builder side. Research has found that the simpler you keep your sign-up form, the better. So a first name and email address is usually the best. But again, if you're collecting the data from your office, the more information you can get is better. Or if you send them a note to update their profile, then you ask for that stuff. That would work. But for the initial purposes, I would suggest you just keep it simple. You could do first and last name, but definitely just first and email address would be the most basic. Now, with a sign up, you will now, this form will be available through this link right here that I've highlighted. So this link if I wanted to send someone to subscribe to my newsletter list, I could actually send them to this link. So I could share that link on my website. I could share that link on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Another option would be, now let me show you before I move on, let me just show you if I created the final welcome email. Now you see, it's already, my header is all set. My colors are all set. Down isn't working, but I could then change this text saying, thank you for subscribing, for joining. Here is a link to your free download. Say I had a gift, a free download gift. I could, maybe a recipe book. I could send a link, put it here, copy it, and then hyperlink it here, right there. So that is a way you can give out your free gift. Another option, since I'm in this section, I'm going to go over the free gift while we're here. You can also click the confirmation thank you page. So you could even send it out two ways if you really wanted to where instead of this, I would put a link right here to that free gift. So I would have uploaded my PDF on my website, and then I would put that free gift right here. So then, and I'd save it. So then when they came to the site, they could, after they subscribed, this would pop up and they could download it. So that would be a really easy feature. Now, if you want to embed a sign-up form on your website, you would go to this embed forms. You may need your designer to help with a little bit of coding because you can see it's very basic and plain here. So you could ask your developer to help. There's a few options with as far as super slim. This is just to get their email address. And then the naked is very clean, crisp there too. If you visited Food Therapy online, you'll see mine has a little image, and the developer, the web designer I used years ago, back in 2008, actually did that. So you can have that. That's another feature, and so many things have changed with that. Okay. And we've gone over subscribers and getting the code for your website. The next thing I'm going to move on to is creating a campaign. We're going to go to campaign. And when you click this create campaign, now here you can see this is all your drafts. So before moving on into creating a campaign, what you actually could do even is you could replicate a campaign. So if you sent a campaign out, you could replicate that. And you could send it to your entire list, or you could segment it. You could segment it to anyone who, I'm going to go to campaign activity right here, anyone who did not open the recent campaign, or I could even go by the name of the campaign, and it would segment my list there, okay? I could also send that to a different list if I wanted. So that's something you can do with campaigns. Now, if you're going to create from scratch, you're going to go to the Create a Campaign right here. And you're going to select the type of campaign you want to create. The two that I will be talking about today will be your regular campaign and a plain text campaign. Before I talk about this regular, I'm going to go straight on to this plain text, just because it's a very simple option. When you're creating a campaign, you will need to select the list you want it to go to. You can send it to your entire list, or you can segment it, which I've talked about. What I will move on to is show you the basics of the setup. This setup feature is very important, okay? Because this is what people will see in their inbox, and this can drive people either subscribing or unsubscribing, like staying with you, reading, or unsubscribing from your list. This name is going to be for your eyes only. I already named one that, so I'll do that one. Then your email subject, you can say whatever you want to make it fun and catchy, relevant. You can add an emoji to make it a little bit more fun. Now, AOL does do a little bit of filtering, we learned, with these emojis. So what we saw is that the ones that had that included were bouncing. So if you have a lot of AOL subscribers on your list, I would not include that. Also, I probably wouldn't use it every time you send something out, but every now and then it's fun. I did it during the holidays. Every now and then I do like to do it. Your from name, email address, make sure it's relevant. Make sure your subscribers are going to recognize these two things. Because if they don't, they're going to say, why am I getting this? And I've definitely made mistakes along the way. One time, one of the girls who was working for me, her name for some reason was in here, and that went out to my list. So I did have unsubscribers that day because people didn't recognize who that was coming from. So that was kind of a bummer. This personalized to field, this will make it a little more personal. With in the email line, it will have their actual name instead of their email address. With the tracking, this is a plain text email that we're getting ready to send. So you can actually not track the open. So that's one of the downfalls with this plain text email. And I'll go into social media next time. Okay. I'm going to show you here. So with your plain text, you see there's no, this is some, I would use this to send out a quick, like almost a teaser of, hey, be on the lookout for an email I'm sending out tomorrow, or something that you maybe want to look like a real email and not a newsletter campaign. This is what you could use for that. When I'm communicating with a large group of people, maybe in one of my programs, and I need to kind of send the same message to everyone, I'll use a plain text to just write that message. So you can use a merge tag over here. A merge tag, these are pulled from that initial sign up that we went over, all those different columns that we labeled and addressed. You can include a merge tag, and that would bring up their first name, and then you can write your note, and you can see it's very simple. Okay, then you would just move on the next button down here, and you could confirm and send it out. So it's a lot simpler, the plain text. So we're going to save and exit, go to my dashboard, and I'm going to create a campaign using a newsletter template. Now I'm going to go the regular campaign. This is probably what you're doing most of the time, is creating a regular newsletter. So select your list. If you wanted to segment it out, identify who you wanted to. You could also save different segments, so that way every time you go in, you can just save it and it goes. You're going to name your campaign. Your subject line, as we went over all this before. With the tracking, this version does track your opens. These things are required. Google Analytics is probably something to include if you have analytics on your website. So this part here, social media, you will need to connect to your social media accounts before you can do this. And I'll go over connecting to social media after we go through this basics. But when you are about to post on your social media, you're going to click here. If you don't click it, it is not going to post. And this URL here, that has to be there. If not, the person won't be able to click on your campaign. So, and on Facebook, it's actually, the archive link will be attached automatically. You can choose where you want that to send. Say I want to send it to my personal and my business, or maybe I just want to send it to my business. That's where you would do that. We won't be going over videos today. I'm going to show you basic, one quick basic how you can do a video, add a video to your campaign, but that's not going to be a focus of today. So after you do the basic setup, make sure that information is correct and it is what you want people to see and read. You will get to this board. If you're using customized nutrition newsletters service, then your campaign has already been done for you. So you would actually just go straight over to the design and you would find your newsletter there. You would have select the campaign, the draft in your campaign's list, and you would pick it there. But if not, I can show you how that would look here. These are pre-done newsletters by Customized Nutrition Newsletters. So you would just select the newsletter that you were using, and you could make edits. So for February, we did one on orthorexia, and we also did on the new dietary guidelines. Every month we release 2 new newsletter topics along with the rest of that's in our database. When you get to this, if you have your newsletter already done and you want to make some edits to it, you can easily come over here. This is your editable region. And you can add a merge tag. So you could add their first name if you wanted. Okay. You could also add a first name here. Maybe you wanted to add their name a few spots in the email address. You could do that. You could also add your image. With an image, you're going to click on the image box, and then we are going to select an image. Now you will see, I'm going to point this out. This image is 821. It is way too big. If you insert that into your campaign, it will throw off everything in your newsletter, and it will be all wonky, and you'll be frustrated. So don't ever insert anything in your newsletter campaign that is over 600 width. And 600 width is really wide. I would usually keep an image to about 300, maybe bigger. You can play around with it, but just know over 600 is too big. If you keep this keep portion checked, then you will have that, it will always be portioned. The link URL, we went over that, adding it to, maybe this is a product that you're selling, you could link that, that would work well. With these style options, I always like to move it over a little and then add a little bit of margin. This will give a little bit of padding around the image. So I usually say with about 5. If you need more or less, you can choose to do so. MailChimp also has this really cool feature, Edit with Photo Editor. So you have uploaded an image and maybe you wanted it cropped some, or you wanted to add some text. We added that text in a trial earlier this week. So you could add a meme. So many different things you can do here. You can have fun and play that. But make sure you save it, apply and save it, and then that will go into your newsletter. There you go. Again, this one was kind of big. Oh, the portion never did save. I saved the photo, but I never did save the size. So I would not do that. I would keep it to about 300. There we go. And you could go down and more information. Say I wanted to hyperlink my book here. I wanted to include that in. I could copy it, copy the text I wanted to hyperlink. Then I would click on this link right here and insert. Insert that there, okay? I could also add an email address. Say I want to say right here, I'll go up. To get help, and maybe I would put my email address there. Go to that link again, the same thing, and this time I would click email address and I would write, and maybe the subject or whatever I'm interested, or play around with that. Okay. So this is using a customized nutrition newsletters pre-done campaign for you. Okay, so I'm going to save and exit that. The next thing I'm going to go to is show you how to build a campaign if you don't have the newsletter already done for you and you're creating everything from scratch. We go to create our campaign. We go to select our list. All these steps are the same. Name your campaign. And then I'm going to make sure to click this because I'm going to be showing you a social card feature after this, and this does need to be clicked in order for that to work. Okay. Now, I don't have a newsletter done yet, so I'm going to go and select a template. So here are all the different, there's themes. So this is what MailChimp will give you. They'll give you themes, these themes. It can take a little time to navigate all this stuff, and really, I find it's really hard to make it look like your brand, these, because they have so much of their own. My suggestion is, if you are using your own, to do just a basic one or get one designed for you. But we're just going to go with this one column. And this is where you can add your header here, like we did for the sign up form. This section right here, make sure you always add something or change the text, because this is what your readers will see. So if you don't want them to see anything, just delete it. But give a teaser here for what is in your content, okay? Then you can add, so here are going to be like social share. Say you wanted to add social follow on top. These could be added there. And these would be your links. Maybe you'd want to make sure you put follow me. But you can add a style, so you could change the background style, and you could also change the text color. So again, you can make it more personalized. Add your header. You can change the background in the design part. You could add a divider to give a little bit of dimension. You could add a video right here. Okay, and with the video, you could upload your YouTube video right there and put it there. It will show, and it's really neat. You could add a button to say, and you can actually change that text. You could change the style, add the address that you're going. Could add another box, and maybe this box you want to border around. So this is what you would do here. You could change that style of that box. So it adds a little bit of dimension. So there's lots of features you can do with this. Make sure you always have your footer in. That will let people know that they've subscribed to your list, and if they need to unsubscribe, that's right there, and you do have to have that unsubscribe in every email that goes out. Okay, so now, before we send any newsletter, we want to make sure, any campaign at all, we want to make sure we always test it. So we're going to go up here to this button here, preview and test. We're going to send a test message. I can include a note to the person I'm sending the message, so people who are using customized nutrition newsletters, if we are scheduling the campaigns for them, then we will send a test message with a note saying, here is your newsletter scheduled to go out next Monday. And send. And then they can always log in and make edits to it if they want. Another thing with the test is you can actually test all your links here to make sure all your links work. If you have links that you're trying to sell and promote something, you definitely want to make sure those are working. You can also view it in mobile. So you can, I'm not going to do that right now. You can see how it would look on a mobile. Oh, that's what I was looking for. On the iPhone. So that's kind of cool. Okay. Always test your information before you send. Then we are going to go to confirm. So you're going to go move over next. This is kind of like your little checkbox. So this is going to tell you, look, it says, looks like there's a problem. We need to look to see what's going on. It will tell you your subject line, what list you're sending it to, your default text content. So we're going to resolve that. And it's probably because I didn't really write much in. Probably exactly why that happened. So, yep, that fixed it. Okay. Then this social cards. So social cards are going to be another feature to help enhance what you do on social media. Your social cards, this is what will show on Twitter or Facebook. If you have multiple images in your campaign, you can actually select what image you want it to show. You write the title you want and a teaser. And that's how it would appear. Okay, then we're going to go to, you can either do send or schedule. I'm going to click schedule. Sending would send it right then. But if you're going to schedule it out in advance, you can pick the date and the time. And we are going to schedule it for tonight. And you will get this noting that it has been scheduled for you. Okay, so we've gone over how to make your campaigns, images, test campaigns, and schedule campaigns, as well as your social cards. I want to address how to link, if you don't know how to link your social media accounts. So you can come up here to this and go to integrations. And on your integrations, you will see all the different services that you can actually integrate with. I have used in the past SurveyMonkey and Etsy and PayPal. Currently, this is just integrated with social media. So this is how you would integrate your social media. You would have to do this one time, and after you do it one time, then it would work. So there you go. The final thing we're going to go over before we hit the autoresponders is going to be reading reports. You can look here, come to your report section, and you can view your report. And you can see right here the general overview. For newsletters, again, this is a test account, so we're not going to see everything that's happening. But for newsletters, generally speaking, 20% is pretty a good open rate in the health and wellness industry. So that's, if you're hitting around there, don't be disappointed. That's a pretty good open rate. You can see the activity, who opened, who clicked, who didn't open, who unsubscribed, and who complained. You can see who clicked links, all this stuff. So it's a great feature that you can use to help see how your campaigns are performing for you. In the book, I also have the list segmenting, which I did go over, and how to create a free gift. Remember, the free gift, my recommendation, if you're not using the paid automation feature, would be to go to your list and go to the forms, sign up forms, and either on the thank you page or the final welcome email, include a link to your free gift. So confirmation thank you page, you include the link right there, and that is what would show up. When you are testing how your sign up goes, you do need to just go ahead and sign up through your website and see the flow. I am not aware of a way to test it without doing that. So again, if anyone knows how to do that, I would appreciate if you would email me that. The final thing will be these autoresponders, also known as automation according to MailChimp. These are going to be used if you have a program that you are running and you want to send out an email maybe every day or every 3 days, and you want to have a continuous little follow-up cycle. This right here does it. So it is not part of the free plan. It is a paid feature. I believe for the under 2,000 subscribers, it's about $20 a month. As your list grows, of course, everything does increase, but it is a great feature. So you would go to create automated workflow, select the list you want it to go to, and then you can filter how you want to do this, how you want to have your workflow go. Probably just do a welcome message. You could do a welcome series. Probably needs just a whole new webinar just on this, but say we're going to do a welcome series. Next, so very similar, but then you're going to have a trigger. So you're going to trigger when they're going to get their first email. So this is telling you when people subscribe, you want it triggered, and then also if you subscribe, any subscribers are imported, you want it triggered. The next feature is going to be adding the emails. So when you add an email, you have the design feature there. You can also have this chain, and so that will be just like building a campaign. This is the delay time, so you can either have this triggered immediately, so many hours after your first part, days or weeks. Great feature that is available in MailChimp, and it is, I think, very affordable there. Okay, so those are all the basics of MailChimp. I hope this webinar has been insightful for you, educational, and empowering to help you get more comfortable with MailChimp and send out a newsletter on a regular basis. I'm going to also share briefly about customized nutrition newsletters. That is my business here and the service that we offer. We provide pre-written content that you can then customize. So every month we come up with some new articles. We have the holiday bonus blast, or actually extras that this year anyone was able to purchase and use, even if you weren't a regular monthly subscriber. So you would just simply select the campaign you wanted, select your template. You can add, your bio has been saved as part of the setup process, but you could add news and events. Program, and you would have that feature in your campaign in MailChimp. And then you have your articles. You can actually preview articles here. That's actually for the Refine program. I'm going to preview the real food. You can preview and say, okay, yes, I want to use this. This is the article I want to use. And so selected there, but say you wanted to choose a different recipe, you could actually do that as well. Preview and choose it. Every newsletter comes with a main article, a mini article, a recipe, and a quote. So you would pick yours, save it, and then you could view it. You see it's in your template. Your news and events have been added. And you could send it on over. If you had stuff written, it would be included. This box is optional. You do not have to include that. That is part of your setup in your template. If you don't have extra products to sell, you don't have to include it. You can send it over to MailChimp, as easy as that. Or you could change your template. So you wanted a color changes. You needed a new header to set up. All those features are available, and we make it very easy for you to do. If you are interested in learning more about customized nutrition newsletters, please reach out to me. I would love to share with you more information. And I just want to thank you for coming in today on today's webinar and today's MailChimp webinar. I want to empower you. My passion lies in people working and helping other people reach their goals. Working in this field as a dietitian for the past 15 years, I have met so many incredible health professionals, dietitians, nutrition experts who really, really know their stuff. And I think the connection piece with other people is the key into growing your business and being happy with where things are going. So what I do is I provide little services such as customized nutrition newsletters, and we have pre-done for you office forms that I will send out a code that you can actually purchase these, but pre-done for you office forms that you can download, an online coaching program that's all done for you. It's a 10-week program called Refine. And that could actually be set up as an automated feature, so that way that automated workflow, you could actually do that. We have postcards, holiday cards, part of my Foodspiration line, and I have some fun things planned for the future with Foodspirations coming up this year. So if you have any questions at all, please let me know. I did also want to share that if you are in the need for a business coach, Leslie Battelle is a colleague and friend of mine, and I will be sharing a link to her free ebook that you can take advantage of and reach out to her if you're looking for any coaching. And I wish you the best in your business ventures. And thank you. If you have any feedback, please send my way. Have a wonderful day. Bye.